big story. If you have a 401k or an IRA, it was a miserable day for your money. The Dow plunges more than 400 points on worries that our economy may be slowing down. We have a look for you now, today's wild ride. At 105, the Dow was actually down over 500 points. 10 minutes later, it bounced back up, but was still down about 410 points. At 125, it had gained back nearly 200 points. The Dow finally closing at 12,217. That's a loss of 415 points. It's the worst day on Wall Street in 5 years. Fox's Cheryl Casoni joins us live now from New York with more. Cheryl?
Well, hi there, Troy. Yeah, you know, one of the things that we're learning now is a potential technical glitch that possibly happened in afternoon trading. Dow Jones, they run the Dow 30. They're coming out and saying, look, there was a possible computer problem. That might explain that precipitous drop that we had in the afternoon. But there are a lot of factors going on that traders are looking at. We did have that drop in China, a 9% fall there. And then you've also got the economy potentially slowing down, durable goods orders coming out. All of that is small picture for the day. Big picture, though, we've had a great run, a lot of great days on the markets. Maybe it's time for a little bit of a correction. It's the C word.
All right, Cheryl, thank you. So it's tough to look into the crystal ball here, but what are you thinking for the next couple of days?
Well, actually, I'll tell you what, we're just hearing now, we've been looking at the Asian markets. They're open. Japan right now is actually down 4%. So what I'm hearing from my sources here in New York is that actually we could have another fall at the open. However, remember, Asian markets always follow U.S. markets. That happens a lot of the time. So even though we may open to the lower side, we've had some time to breathe. Tomorrow, maybe a down day, but again, we've had a lot of up days, so that always balances things out.
All right, Cheryl Casoni live for us in New York. Thanks a lot. Some Fox facts about today's sell-off. It's the first time all year that each of the 30 different sectors that make up the Dow Jones average lost ground, all 30 of them. Analysts say it was bound to happen. Since last October, the Dow has posted 31 separate new highs. Now, we talked to the local financial consultant who said every investor can learn from what happened today.
Bad days can be very telling as far as the relative strength of your portfolio, how it holds up under this type of stress. I think is a really important lesson that everybody should learn.
Something else interesting here, the state of Arizona also watching the market very closely. You probably didn't realize this, I know I didn't, but the state treasurer's office is constantly tracking and investing billions of dollars in the stock market, money that affects all of us that we use all the time. Allie Rasmus now live with the story. Allie?
Well, Troy, it affects all of us because most of that money comes from your tax dollars. The state treasury manages about $12 billion in assets. And just like Wall Street, Arizona is affected by today's dip in the market, but the impact may not be all that bad.
About 1 o'clock, we had a sudden drop in the markets, and you saw a tremendous quick drop.
This is the trading room at the Arizona State Treasury. Consider it the state's personal investment firm.
We're not an island. We do live in a global economy, so we need to keep an eye on what everyone else is doing.
And like investors around the world, they watched these numbers turn negative. A drop in China's stock market triggered a global sell-off.
There was a worldwide drop.
But what does it mean for Arizona and the tax money the state uses to invest in the market? Treasurer Dean Martin says compared to the rest of the world, the news is good. That's because Arizona's a very conservative investor. Of its $12 billion in assets, only $1 billion goes into stocks, the other $11 billion into bonds.
When stocks don't do well, bonds do very well. So we actually made a lot of money on bonds today.
Arizona did lose about $30 million in the stock market today, but it's a blip on the radar for now.
You know, this is nothing to worry about as long as this is a one-day footnote. If we see this for a couple days, then, then there might be a sign of something larger happening.
And that's something larger. The treasurer is talking about an economic slowdown here in the U.S. It's what some economists are predicting in the months ahead. Others say it is too soon to tell. Allie Rasmus, Fox 10 News.